Good morning, everybody. It is Kim. Today, I wanted to show you some of what I call my midterm preps. These are things that I need to rotate through in about 2 years, maybe three. Not everything, it's not like they have a little time that goes ding, you're expired, you're no good anymore, but things that are in a midterm pantry for me. These were all picked up at the dollar store, so I spent a total of $7 on this, and the reasons why I got them were specific to what I need. As I'm thinking, you could put these in a bug out bag. I can definitely use them backpacking. This is a little on the heavy side, but for a day's worth of food, I don't think it's too bad. So let me start with these here. I've never tried these before. I thought, you don't get a lot of any type of vegetable on these types of diet. The number one ingredient is the green pea pods, and it is gluten-free. So you can find some decent gluten-free products at the dollar store, and they don't have to cost a ton. My daughter's gluten-free, and something like this at, say, Whole Foods would probably be $5 or $6 a package. So I was happy to see these, and I'm going to try them and see what I think. Now, those are, they're not unhealthy, really. There's one serving in a bag. There is 260 calories. They're a little high on the fat with 10 grams, and there's 33 grams of carbs, but most importantly, there's 10 grams of protein in here. So, for a meal even, that's a pretty good amount other than the light calories. You're getting protein, you're getting fat, you're getting your carbs. So if I had to grab that as part of a meal, it would be easy to do. What I would do is pair it with one of these, which is one pastry is 100 calories. So there's two in a pack. That would give me another 200 calories. It would add another 2 grams of protein, and the fat is relatively low on these. It would be 4 grams of fat for 2 of these little crisps. So for 200 calories plus 260 calories, I have a decent meal, and I still have a couple packages of these left over for another time. Now, these are a powerhouse of protein right here. This is what I like about nuts. They're relatively lightweight. They weigh under 3 ounces. Most importantly, they have 470 calories for this one pack, which is, that's calorie dense for 3 ounces. Now, it has 18 grams of protein in here, so that's, relatively high protein. You're going to get a substantial amount of fat in nuts. You have 42 grams of fat in your nuts. That's why nuts are in a midterm storage for me, because the fats in nuts will tend to go rancid. Now, these are good for at least 2 years, and I would easily take them a year past that. So, like I said, midterm preps, 470 calories. It has a pretty good amount of fiber. Oh, by the way, the peas had 8 grams of fiber. These have 7 grams of fiber. And I find with a lot of, especially backpacking meals or the ones that are denser in carbs, you're not getting much fiber. And when you're not getting enough fiber, I've learned the hard way that you will have issues. We'll just leave it there. Okay? So, I don't even have to warm any of these up right now, right? I'll talk about this next. Believe it or not, I found it at the Dollar Tree. It's only good until the end of the year, but again, I'll easily take it a year past that. It's 16 grams of protein in here. It's relatively lightweight at 9 ounces. Has 200 calories. I like the protein content of this. Again, you're getting a little bit of vegetables in it. You're getting a little bit of fiber. You're getting, a good amount of carbs. It's only 20 grams of carbs, so it's not terrible, but you're actually getting some kind of protein in here. Now, in worst case scenario, if I had to, I could eat it cold. It doesn't have to be warmed up. So, yes, I would rather put it over, take it out of this container, or maybe drop it in some boiling water for a couple of minutes. I think it would be relatively waterproof because it's in plastic. and boil it up so it's a little bit warmer. But worst case scenario, I could open the package and eat it as is. So another 200 grams of calories for this, 200 calories for this. Now these, just about everybody can get a hold of these things, right? They're the chicken flavor rice and pasta mix. They're relatively decent for what they are, okay? They have 2.5 servings in here. Each serving is 240 calories. It says as prepared. I think you're adding some butter or margarine. Your fats I would get from my nuts. So, 240 calories per serving, 2.5 servings. You're going to get something like 700 calories if you add a little bit of oils to it for this entire package. So, this is where it's extremely calorie dense. You're also getting an additional 15 grams of protein for this. So all of the protein from these sources here is, including the peas and everything else, is giving me, as a female, 1.5 times what I need for the day. There's a total of 61 grams of protein in just this stuff that I mentioned here. If you're working hard, you're walking, you're going to need that muscle recovery, so you might need a little bit of protein. Protein helps, and fats. Another thing, protein and fats help you feel full longer. You won't get as hungry as if I ate a bunch of little pastries, right? So the fat's relatively low. You're going to add what you need. There's not much fiber in this at all. But most importantly, if I do have to cook this, okay, it's only 7 minutes on some source of heat. So it's relatively low cook time for this entire package. So all totaled here, if I ate 2 of the pastries, my snacks, my nuts, the beef stew, and that package of rice, I would have right around 1,800 to 1,900 calories for the day. I'm getting more than enough protein. I'm getting a pretty good amount of fiber at around 20 grams of fiber. I'm getting a good amount of fat. It would be over 65, 67 grams of fat, so help keep you stay full longer. And I'm getting 13 total servings of carbs for the day, which as a woman, you need about 10 to 12 grams of carbs per day, or carb servings per day, to be considered a healthy diet. Okay, so this would be something that I might carry in my car and my bug out bag. This is the only thing I would worry about a little bit, being in the car. The nuts, if it's too hot, I wouldn't keep them in there for a very long time. But it's something that I can carry with me that would be relatively lightweight. This is under 6 ounces. So here's 1 pound right here, a little less than a pound. And then 3 ounces, 5 ounces, and a couple of ounces. So 1.5 pounds of relatively calorie dense foods with lots of protein. Now I always add one of these to my preps when I go to the dollar store, because a couple reasons. It's shelf stable. If you have a power outage, you got to take up everything in your refrigerators and your freezers pretty soon. And if I have to, I could glug down 4 servings in a day if it's too warm out. I don't drink a whole gallon of milk. We don't drink a whole lot of milk here, and I tend to waste it. And at $1 for a quart, it would be $4 a gallon. Right now, our milk in our area is $3.83 a gallon anyway. So it's kind of a no-brainer to me to buy 4 of these instead of 1 gallon, where I can use what I know I will use this up and not let it go bad. And something new at the dollar store is my favorite brand of ketchup, which, when you're in a situation where you're eating from your preps, sometimes you need something that adds a little oomph to your food. If worst case scenario, I could make plain rice, I could add some beans, I could add a little tomato to it, maybe some herbs and spices I have around the house to give it a, quote, Spanish rice type flavor. Something different. But I hate to say it, guys, I love ketchup. I eat ketchup on all my meat, including chicken and ham. Okay, don't kill me. Yes, I do eat it on chicken and ham. hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever. So I like to have my ketchup. And for $1, it's cheaper than Walmart. I priced it Walmart right now for the same size is $1.48. So I saved almost 50 cents on this. So anyway, tell me what you think about my preps here. Is there anything that you would change about it? Do you think it's relatively healthy for the weight that I have here, especially for these items here? And let me know what you're doing to try to set aside a little bit of food in case, stuff happens. As you know, prices are not going down right now. So now's the time to stock up. It's like money in the bank because the prices are not going down. They're only going up. And if this gives me 3 years from now, I guarantee you either the portion's going to be a lot smaller or they're going to be a lot more expensive. So you guys have a wonderful day.